Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Direct recap. We're doing something a little odd this time. Instead of it just being my character in front of a desk with lots of images floating on screen and DMCA takedowns being threatened against my channel, we're going to do some speed art related to the Direct, but not actually showing any footage from the Direct. And I'm gonna just put myself right over here with just, a couple animated little thingies. I don't really have anywhere to go with that, but we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna roll with it because we do have a lot. Now I am gonna cut out some of the more boring and mundane parts of the Direct, mainly because as much as I care about watching the whole thing, there are some duller moments. You can, in fact, go watch the Direct yourself. I have it linked in the description if you want to see more of the stuff I'm talking about. So let's kind of get right into it. Now, I'm actually going to start with ARMS and end with Splatoon. So ARMS is a new fighting game by Nintendo, and it actually is really looking good. I'm actually drawing the brand new character they revealed. Her name is Min Min, and her arms are made of ramen noodles. That is a statement I never thought would ever come out of my mouth, and at the same time, it's so right for that game. So they showed off more of the game, they showed off the abilities and the actual depth there is to the game, and I do really like where they're going with it, and I've been attracted to this game even like back when they first showed it off. I was like, you know what, I'm getting a very Splatoon-like vibe that I'm going to love this game to death. And so I'm excited for it. Like, I'm very excited for it. We got a release date for it. It's in July, and it is possibly going to be amazing. Hopefully going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be getting it on my Switch. Now, we have some 3DS titles that are coming to the 3DS, of course, this upcoming year. We have Ever Oasis, which I'm actually a bit more interested in it after seeing it again. There seems to be a bit more story than I originally thought, which I think is the reason why I'm a bit more interested in it. It could be really cool. It could suck. I don't know yet. Now this got me excited. Monster Hunter Stories is coming our way. Monster Hunter Stories came out a little while ago, and I saw the trailer back when it was coming out in Japan, and I was like, give this to me. I don't care if it's a little kid's game. Give this to me. Riding a Rathalos so much, yes. I really enjoyed the idea of riding on these monsters for the first time, and I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan, if you can't tell, and the Amazon keeps teasing me with the amiibo for the game. They're like, hey, you want this amiibo? And I'm like, yes, I do. Stop teasing me. So hopefully, I can find my DS charger, because I haven't charged my DS since I got the Nintendo Switch. And now RPG Maker's coming to the Nintendo DS, which is kind of weird. I did not expect it. RPG Maker is a pretty intuitive piece of software that you can use to make RPGs. Pretty self-explanatory. There are many variations of it on the computer, and I've had it on my wishlist on Steam, and I really should buy it one of these days. But the fact that it's coming to the DS and they think that it's intuitive enough for the DS is pretty awesome, and I might pick it up for the DS to try it out. Now we do have some weirder games coming as well, like Miitopia, which I remember seeing when this was coming out in Japan, and I'm like, what the heck is this? It's an RPG with a bit of a twist. Instead of your characters being controlled by you directly, they have a mind of their own, and depending on how well they work together, they might step on each other's toes, they may kill each other. And it is essentially my D&D party in a nutshell. And for some reason it's Year of the Kirby. I guess 25th anniversary is a big deal. We actually have 3 Kirby games, which is a lot of Kirby. They all seem to be kind of like mini games, though, not really like full games. Like, they're fleshed out versions of the mini games from the most recent Kirby game, which was Kirby Planet Robobot. It's still a name that screws me up every single time. It's nice, though, that they're doing a little bit of a celebration for him, even though they didn't really do it for certain other franchises of theirs. Yeah, there's no shade there at all. And now in the lines of physical products, we've got more amiibo. And if you don't know anything about me, I love my amiibos. Like, I love my amiibos. So much so that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 full shelves of them. And I'm going to be buying more. We got 3 new Zelda amiibos, all Link. One from Majora's Mask, one from Twilight Princess, and one from Skyward Swords, all of which will add new armors, I'm guessing, to Breath of the Wild, which means I will want them. And we got new Smash amiibos coming. We've got Cloud, yes, both in Advent Children and Original, which is yes and yes. Bayonetta in her original, and Bayonetta 2. I would most likely want the Bayonetta 2. And Corrin in male and female, and the funny thing is I could go either way with Corrin, because Corrin is just not one of my waifus, so I can go either way, and I kinda want Corrin just because I prefer playing Corrin to most of the other Fire Emblem characters, aside from Roy, really. So, I mean, new amiibos, awesome. New Joy-Cons, also awesome. We're getting a neon yellow Joy-Con. It kind of like reminds me of Pikachu, which is kind of weird because I was like, if you were going to release the yellow, it would work best there. Either way, new neon yellow Joy-Cons coming out with arms. I might get them. I need a second pair of Joy-Cons, and I've been looking for like the neon red pair. Neon yellow could also work for me. And then a weird battery pack for your Joy-Con, and why this is weird to me is because the battery pack is kind of useless. Joy-Cons have like a 20-hour battery life on them, so even if you're playing intensively, like playing ARMS intensively for an entire day, for a 20-hour like straight day somehow, your body's not going to hold up after that. But either way, even if you were somehow doing that, you could always just grab another pair of Joy-Con if you have to. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I think it's mainly an accessory for those whom are treating their Switch like a Wii, because if that's the case, then they may not be putting the Joy-Cons on the charge every night. Either way, it seems like a kind of useless accessory. And then extra docks, though, which I want, those are also going to be sold very soon. I need a second dock, mainly because in my household I have my recording set up, and it would be nice to have my dock for outside of my recording setup. Now, we also have some Switch games. And you notice I'm kind of like holding off on Splatoon because I'm really excited about this. So, in the Switch news of what we didn't and did know about, what I'm super excited about is Street Fighter 2, actually. I kind of suck at Street Fighter. The only one I really played all that much of is actually Street Fighter 2, and it's in the arcades of all places. For some reason, I've spent a lot of time playing a lot of classic games in an arcade. So I'm actually very interested on Street Fighter 2 for the Nintendo Switch. One thing I'm really looking forward to is this Hadouken first-person shooter mode. It's so silly that it could be awesome, and that's why I'm looking forward to it. We also have some Sonic news. Now, Sonic Mania is coming to the Switch, and yes, I'm buying it. In a heartbeat, I will be buying it. I played Sonic 2 and 3 to 100%. Not just to completion. I spent hours, days, grinding those stupid Chaos Emeralds to get the alternate ending where Sonic goes supersonic instead of just falling, and it was rewarding-ish. Either way, and yes, I did use the second player as Tails to pretty much beat many of those bosses without dying and having to use my continues. Either way, Sonic Mania coming to the Switch. We knew this. It looks good. But Sonic Forces is starting to look better. The problem with Sonic Forces, for me in particular, is it reminds me of 06 and it reminds me of Generations. If it's Generations, it's going to be great. If it's 06, the reason that it reminds me of 06 or not... Was it 06? I think it's just referred to as Sonic 2000 or something like that. The big reason that Sonic game, like why I'm drawing parallels, is the destruction that Eggman is doing seems kind of similar to the dark, gritty tone that Sonic went in after Shadow the Hedgehog. And unfortunately, that tone really doesn't fit with Sonic. Sonic's best tone is slightly dark, but with a lot of comedy, which is the opposite of what Boom did, which is way too much comedy. Either way, I don't know about this one. It looks like it could be good, or it could be terrible. They did tease a brand new character, which is kind of a good sign, because some of their most inventive work has happened when they've had brand new characters involved in the story. You gotta remember, like, Rouge the Bat and Knuckles the Echidna were not original. Tails wasn't an original. Literally, the game only starred Sonic and Eggman in the original game. So there are characters that have been added since that are actually quite good. Unfortunately, you know, we do have Silver and Blaze, but it's a toss-up. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I hope it's good. I'm crossing my fingers that it's good, but I just don't know about Sonic the Hedgehog. And then in kind of a big surprise kind of news, Payday 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Like, what? Seriously, what? I've never played Payday or Payday 2. My brother no-lifed Payday 2, and yeah, I've been interested in it. I just haven't, had time to play it. And I'm kind of like looking at this like, how did this happen? Either way, it might be a game that makes it into my library, because, as weird as it is that it exists, I would be happy to support it, because we don't have anything like that on the Switch. And to be completely honest, I've never played Payday, so it wouldn't really be too much of a bummer to play a brand new game to me. Even though it's a couple years old, I know some people reported that, is this even a thing? And to me, yes, it is a thing. And then, finally, Splatoon. Now, I love Splatoon. I really do love Splatoon. And Splatoon 2 looks like it's going to steal my love for Splatoon 1. It looks amazing. We got the reveal for a brand new Horde mode. And I have a guilty pleasure when it comes to gaming. And it just so happens to be Horde modes. I really do love playing Horde mode. Minecraft Horde mode was like the one server I ever, and I really do mean this, ever spent hours on without Gamerguts or Lecraton in the same area. I really do love Horde modes. And so to find out that one of my favorite games is getting a Horde mode is yes. So much yes. It looks really cool. It looks perfectly Splatoon, and that excites me. I mean, it just looks like a Splatoon Horde mode, and that's exactly what it needed to be. There seems to be a bit of mystery and kind of shadowy things going on to make it's weird. It really is weird. It is slightly darker, but at the same time, it's hard to explain. It's Splatoon. They did tease the single player mode as well, which is funny because they didn't show any of the single player, but they teased it, which means probably the single player isn't quite done yet. That's how I would understand it. They've got it mostly done, but they're like, we're not 100% done. So either way, new single player content will be there. So we got the new single player, the new multiplayer type, along with Turf Wars, new hairstyles, more outfits, more customization. The new Splatoon amiibo. I completely forgot about that. Which again, I'm going to buy all of them again. So there's that, and then they have a new functionality where instead of unlocking missions, they can save your outfits. And now why that is cool is because I was a person who would actually have a lot of outfits that I would switch between. So having quick and easy access to that, yes. Also, Amiibo exclusive costumes again. Yes, I'm excited for it, and I'm ready for Splatoon 2. Another cool little detail is your old Amiibo will work with Splatoon 2, so I'm super excited and pumped about that. And there you have it. That was the Nintendo Direct. If there was anything that you wanted to hear more about or look into, as I said, go into the link down in the description. This will take you directly to the Nintendo Direct on Nintendo's official YouTube channel. It's 30 minutes of your life, and it's fairly enjoyable. Some people, it was a mixed bag for some people. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Well, nobody really hated it. Some were like, meh. I went in with no expectations. I was like, it's going to be Splatoon and ARMS. Whatever they show me about Splatoon is going to be great. Whatever more they can show me about ARMS should be fine. And they showed me more than I expected, and that is a big thing to me, because when they show you more than you really expect, it's like, thank you. You actually are doing things. So it was exciting to I'm pumped for E3 coming up, and I just can't wait to see more of these games. If you like what we're doing, of course, you can leave a subscription in your subscription box, and a comment and a like. I know you're supposed to leave likes and comments, but hey, you know what? Leaving a subscription doesn't sound half bad. We do videos like this all the time, though this is a little bit different. The speed art is about done. In fact, that's kind of why I'm rambling, is because even at its max speed, it took 17.17 minutes to finish. So I'm just gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna let the speed art do the rest. So thank you guys for watching. Wolfie out.